everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Weber Lasses All the Things podcast. I'm your host today, Brittany, joined by my sister Courtney.
Hello, sister.
Hello, sister. Our mother, Amy.
Hello, ladies.
And our very special guest for this evening, Chloe Dean.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, we forgot to give you the heads up that sometimes we break out into accents.
We blame Peppa Pig.
She's like, you guys are weird.
Oh, no. I don't have a good enough accent to join in, so I'll just be a weird.
Okay. Awesome. All right, guys, before we hop into today's episode and all about Chloe's business and her experiences and her stories, we've got to do some trivia first. So, Mom, I believe you have trivia. You want to take it away?
I do. And Chloe had requested something around either dogs, food, or what was the other one I wrote down?
Music.
Dogs, food.
Music.
Music. So I picked dogs.
Perfect.
Or animals, did you say? Any case.
She said animals.
All right. Animals. I picked dogs. All right. So, ooh.
Sorry, that's my dog is in here with me.
No, that's fine. They seconded.
He's in agreement.
Your dog seconded the, yes, in agreement.
He's quite large, so he's loud.
No worries. We'll have to introduce your pet to us later or now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Who is this?
This is Bellamy. He's a 1.5-year-old golden retriever, and he's on his way. He's very needy. All right.
Yeah, he's like, you're not giving me any attention.
Nope.
Please give me
He's a
attention.
big boy. Oh my gosh.
He's big.
Yes, 100 pounds of goofball. Lay down.
Wow.
100 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
He's
Thank
only
you
a
for
year and
that.
a
I love
half.
that.
Yes.
Still
yeah.
Oh,
puppies.
my God. So
Yep.
not
My
fully grown
other
yet.
older dog is asleep in another room because she's boring, but puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He's like, play with me. Well, he had
Okay,
his moment.
ladies.
Love it.
Yeah.
We've got trivia then around dogs. So the first one, what part of a dog is as unique as a human fingerprint?
Oh, I know. Do I just blurt it out?
Mhm. Yeah.
The nose.
Their nose. She got it. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's their nose.
Have you ever looked at it? They're like little octagons, and they're all different. It's really cool.
Oh, I did not notice that. I'll have to go peek at my dog's nostrils later. Come here.
That's a good one.
Good. I didn't know that one. Okay.
Yeah.
A Great Dane named Zeus is known as the tallest dog ever. How many inches tall was he?
Oh gosh. 65 inches? Maybe.
I know, it's a little
I'll
tough.
go with the over 67.
I'll go under 55.
44 inches.
Oh.
44 inches.
How
That's
many
pretty
feet is
tall.
that?
It's just about 4
Like
4
just
feet.
under
It's
4
like
A
this-
little less
Emma's-
than 4.
Emma is 48 inches, so it's like as tall as Emma.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Emma's
a
48.
very big dog.
That's a very big dog.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
as tall as me.
Yeah, so just standing with his head, he was as tall as. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a
Wow.
very big dog.
Really crazy. All right, how about this one? What breed of dog is considered the overall largest dog?
That should be like a mastiff.
A Pyrenees? A Great Pyrenees?
Yeah. Courtney, you want to weigh in here?
Courtney doesn't know dogs.
I don't know dogs. Great Dane. I don't know. It sounds big.
Chloe was correct. The Mastiff.
The Mastiff?
Yes.
Wow.
Mastiff. You guys remember Max?
Of course we remember Max.
No, don't know what you're talking about.
Who is Max?
All right, a few more for you guys. Or ladies, I should say. Bluey is an Australian cattle dog who is known as the oldest dog to have ever lived. How old was Bluey when he died?
Oh gosh.
It's amazing.
In American years? American. In human years or dog years?
In Scottish
30.
years.
I'm guessing 30.
30. We got 30 on the table.
Yeah, I'm gonna
22.
say like 25. Go with 25.
29.
Oh,
Oh, wait. Is it like Price is Right? If you go over, you lose.
You're over, you're out. Over, you're out. So
So-
Chloe was closest without
All
going
right, fine.
over.
Without going over.
Chloe's
Okay.
kicking
Alright,
butt
Bob.
here, guys.
29. That's crazy.
Can you imagine that? All right.
It's a long time.
I wouldn't know
couple
what to do
more.
if my
I know I've
dog
said this already.
became that
Couple
old.
more.
Hopefully he wasn't like. Hopefully he was still kind of active, and I wish
Yeah.
dogs live forever.
I know.
I know.
Go lay down.
All right. What famous musician has a song titled Hound Dog?
Elvis.
Presley.
That's it. Yeah.
I had to add it in.
That has to be right.
Yes. Ladies are correct. Elvis Presley. Okay, 2 more. What breed of dog is used as a piece in the popular board game Monopoly?
Oh,
A bulldog.
is it a bulldog? I think it's the little what are they? It's like a little
It's
terrier.
like a Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah, something like that, right?
It's a Scottish Terrier. Scottish.
Scottish
Oh.
Terrier.
Ugh.
Get half points for that one.
Half points. And this one. It's a good one to end on. What breed of dog played Marley in the film Marley and Me?
That would be a golden retriever. Or wait, no, it's a lab. Or is it? Wait, what is it? It's a golden retriever.
Pick one. Pick one.
I don't know. I know
You
it's
said
yellow.
it.
We'll go. Maybe it's a lab. No, I think it's a lab. Is it?
It is. It is.
Okay.
It is a lab.
Oh.
Yeah. That movie
I
made
can't
me
with
cry.
I can't with animal movies.
Oh.
Dogs that make me cry. I can't.
They never have a happy ending.
No.
Never.
Well, there's that one where what is it called where the dog has like thoughts and you can hear the dog and he's
talking?
like no, but he's with a couple and like the mom ends up dying with cancer and then he's with the daughter and the dad and what is that
Oh, is it
movie?
the one where they're racing like cars? Is
He
that-
races cars. He races cars.
I think it's
Mhm.
like what is it? Like A Dog's Life, maybe.
Something like that. That had a happy ending, I think.
Well, I just hate when they die.
Well,
Did he die? Did he die? Yeah, he probably
Yeah,
did.
I think
they all
he
do.
did. I think he
I
got
remember-
cancer.
oh.
Yeah.
When I was in 4th grade, our 4th grade teacher read us Where the Red Fern Grows. Do you guys know that book?
No.
Mhm.
Oh,
I think that was probably the book that scarred me, and that's probably the reason why I don't have dogs. Because like it was the most heartbreaking story. I won't even tell it, Brittany. Don't read it.
it's
But
bad.
it was horrible.
No, I read
Horrible.
it. I read it.
Yeah, they made us read that in school for
Ew,
some reason.
it's mean.
Yeah.
Did you read it for fun, Courtney?
No, I just said our 4th grade teacher. It
Oh,
was
okay.
it was in our first elementary school, OLQA, and our teacher, I remember, like used to make us lay our heads down on the desk, and she would read it to us, and I was like crying. I was in 4th grade. It's very traumatizing for a kid. I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
awful.
My
first
dad
of
had to
all.
finish reading it to me because I couldn't read it anymore.
Yeah, and I'll not like I don't want to make you guys cry, but like she just says the lines and she had no inclination, like nothing to voice. She's like, my little girl was dead. And da 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 da. And I was like I remember like crying in class. I couldn't get it together. I was 4th grade. I was 9 years old. That's
Oh my
terrible.
goodness.
It's
That's
traumatizing.
traumatizing.
Don't recommend to read that one
Yeah, don't read it.
unless you need to cry.
Don't read it.
What was she doing reading that to 4th graders?
It was required
It's
reading, I
awful.
guess. It was like slow
Required
torture.
reading.
Lay your head down and then visualize what I'm saying. And she's like reading it to us. It's terrible.
This is how you learn.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, we can move on. Sorry. Go ahead, Britt.
Okay. Well, that was it for trivia, right, Mom?
That is it. I wanted to end with the lab.
Oh,
That
okay.
was good.
Glad you're happy.
What'd you think of that?
That was pretty good. I learned a lot. I did not know that about dogs. noses.
Yeah, that's a good one to ask.
That was interesting.
So it's nothing. It's not even their paws. Their paws don't have
No,
features on them that would make them.
their paws actually have like a very thick type of hair that grows out of the bottom. That's why when you rub them the other way, it's like rough. It's like a different type of hair, or I don't know, something like that.
Huh, interesting. Good job with the trivia, Mom. Good job. All right, so we are going to hop into Chloe's story today. She is the owner of Hannah Chloe Co., which is handmade pet apparel. Before we kind of dive into all of that, could you kind of briefly introduce yourself to our listeners?
Sure. So my name is Chloe Dean. The full business name is my name. I just go by my middle name. That seems to trip a lot of people up these days. But I have a long background in customer service and business. I went to USC in Columbia for business school and everything. And I always knew I wanted to do something on my own and creative. And I've always been surrounded by animals and everything. So kind of just came to me one day and I thought it would be a fun thing to try. And it just kind of turned into a full on business and it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed every part of it.
Now, did you always, sew on the side? Because you make all of these by hand, right?
I do. So I do make everything by hand, or I at least try to make everything by hand. But before a couple years ago, the last time I had even been near a sewing machine was, I think, in elementary school when I got one for Christmas. And I used it once or twice and then couldn't figure out how to get the underneath thread to have thread again.
Yes.
So I just gave up on it. So yeah, it's all a lot of YouTube and Google and reading manuals. But anybody can use a sewing machine. It just takes a little bit of a learning curve, I think.
So you kind of took your passion and love for animals with kind of what you were doing with sewing, and you came up with this company.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a little bit more of like a minimalistic style and kind of not like super girly or super masculine with how I dress my dogs or like the collars that I buy them, it's just solid colors. And I couldn't find anything out there that was exactly that or that was affordable. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I can do this myself and have something that's more of a chill vibe for people that's also around $20 because let's be honest, your dog's going to tear it up in a couple months.
Yeah.
But luckily my bandanas and bow ties and stuff, they hold up really well. You can put them in the washing machine, let them air dry. So yeah, I mean, it's turned out to be a really high quality, affordable product, which is amazing.
Yes, and I'm just scrolling through your site here right now. I love them, and I love that you have your dogs kind of as models, and almost all of them. I mean, they look amazing, and I can't wait to share this with all of my fellow dog friends because I have a dog. My mom has 3 dogs. Courtney doesn't have a dog, but we're gonna get her one.
We're gonna
have
get her
kids.
One,
She has kids.
I mean, you could put
These
them in
bandanas would be cute.
maybe.
My son could wear a bandana. I think it's cute.
Yeah. And she has these really cute bow ties. Or
I know,
what do
I
they call
see
them?
them.
The Duchess bows that you can get for Emma. She would love those.
I love the patterns. They're so bright and colorful.
Yeah, I try to have a good variety of like girly stuff and then stuff for boys and then stuff that's kind of gender neutral. And I try to make something for every size animal because, there's a lot of other stores, all the bows and the bandanas and stuff, they just have a lot of smaller sizes. And people with very, very large dogs have even said to me, like, you're the only bow ties that I found that look normal on my dog, which is something I'm very proud to be size inclusive for animals.
It helps that you have a 100-pound dog at home.
Yeah, he's a good model for new things.
Oh, you have one for a cat.
Yes, I do. I do cat sizing too. I
Uh,
have even made items for gerbils
Oh
and
my
bunnies.
gosh.
oh,
So I have do a lot of custom stuff too. It's fun to do different things for people.
yeah. No, I love it. I can't wait to
Gerbils.
share
How
this.
stinking cute. I should get a pet just so I can. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. But how cute. I love it.
So
Oh,
I'm interested in knowing, Chloe. I'm trying to think. Should we go back to the beginning? So when you first started out, right? Did you start with a certain pattern and then see if like that took off, or did you say I'm just going to do bandanas and that took off? Like, what were you thinking when you first decided to launch your business online?
so initially, I've worked in the restaurant industry for a little over a decade now, which is hard to hear. Um, but eventually I had moved up to management, and eventually everybody, kind of knows their time should come to an end. You get a little burnt out on the customer service, seeing people every day, and knew I was just trying to find something that I would really enjoy doing every day, and that maybe other people would be interested in as well. And it initially started as cute t-shirts and then bandanas to match the t-shirts.
Mhm.
And it kind of, the t-shirts did not work. A lot of learning on that one. The t-shirts did not work, but the bandanas did. I started doing them as just like a square of fabric that you fold over and tie like a normal bandana you find in the store.
Mhm.
um, and I didn't sell anything else other than the bandanas for a while. I was kind of scared to try making something else because, I mean, if you look further back on the Instagram, you can kind of see they looked okay, but they weren't. It's definitely evolved quite a bit. But I think my favorite thing, and a fan favorite, everybody loves the Duchess bows, which are the little bow ties with the tails. So they're more girly and they're cute, and not a lot of other pet brands have them that I've
Mhm.
noticed anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, if you
Oh,
see, like, if you go to
they're
PetSmart or
so
something,
cute.
there's just going to be just the bow tie, but none of them have the little tails that come off on the end. And you're
Yeah.
right, like these are definitely like the cutest little patterns as well. I love them.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just sorry if I'm looking off. I'm just like looking at your website. I'm just
Yeah. I
like,
do. I think my first three prints were sharks, lemons, and cows. And the sharks were probably the most popular. They were really
Oh,
cute.
how cute.
and then I see that your logo is your two dogs.
It is.
Ah,
I was just going to
Yeah.
what's
mention
your
that.
other one? So you have Bellamy, and what's the other one's name?
Bridget.
Bellamy
The
and
smaller
Bridget.
one
Oh, love
wearing the
it.
bandana is Bridget.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Did you have someone kind of create that design for you,
I
or did you do
did.
it?
So, initially my first logo I drew. I try to do things myself, but I'm only so talented. But a really lovely woman I believe she lives in Texas, if I'm thinking correctly. But it's Stretlight Design Co. And she does a lot of pet portraits. And I knew I wanted a pet in the logo just to make that way you know what it is when you look at it. And
Mhm.
she had done portraits of my dogs anyway, so I just asked if maybe she would do the logo, and she was more than happy to. I mean, she absolutely killed it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
perfect.
great. I love
I
it.
love it.
So you have your business set up. I'm just, continuing to backtrack a little bit. I want to know and share with our listeners, if you could, like, what were some maybe challenges or obstacles you feel like you had to overcome or that you faced while trying to branch out and expand your business?
Yeah, definitely a lot of challenges. I think anybody that's starting their own business or their own kind of original idea is going to come into a lot of how do I do this? And there's not a lot of you can't type into YouTube like, okay, how do I set up an LLC? And then do I need my retail sales license? Do I need, your tax ID number and all of this stuff? And it's kind of, you just have to figure it out. And I did kind of come into the issue of trying to grow a little too fast for what I could do. Trying to take deals that were a lot more of a quantity than I could ever, put out in a timely manner. And, it's okay to say no sometimes because you have to realize you are still small, you are still learning, and you can't say yes to everything, sadly. But that's probably the biggest thing I've had to like stop myself sometimes because I'm like, all right, I can't keep pushing back deadlines or falling short on what people are wanting because I need to just focus on putting out the best I can. And if that's something I can't do, then it's okay to say, that's not really something I can I can swing right now, but maybe in the future.
Right. That makes sense. That's something and we talk about a lot, I think, with a lot of our other guests as well, is having to set up boundaries and kind of being able to say no, and that it's okay. Does it make you weak, or does it mean you don't have it all together? Sometimes you just have to say no. So,
Oh yeah.
um, yeah, it's a lesson, hard learned, I think, but a lesson that we have to all learn.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I think it's
Yeah.
hard because, especially when you're starting your own business, you want the business.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard to say no, and you want to be like, okay, yeah, I can do that, I can do that. But I guess at some point it hit you. You're like, I just can't, and you had to say no to that.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. And with the business background that I do have, I at least kind of came out of college knowing, I got to focus on actually making a profit, even with
Mhm.
the wholesale deals that I am doing. And within, I think it might have been 3 or 4 months into opening my business, I had someone reach out and they wanted to do like 300 bandanas
Oh gosh.
for like a festival in California. And I mean, they wanted to pay me $1 per bandana basically. And I was like, there's no way I would be losing money. And I just had like, even though it was a great opportunity, it just wasn't right. And I'm
Yeah.
looking back, I'm really happy I didn't do that because my product wasn't, I wouldn't have been proud of having that many people see my product at that point anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, are you doing this all by yourself in your home?
I am. So, one woman show. I do all of the admin, taxes, the making of the product, and putting it all together, setting up for markets, everything.
Yeah. I know that my mom is looking into, she's trying to make
Mhm.
gnomes, and we were discussing the process of like your experience of the opening experience. Is that something that because I know that could be difficult to plan for, especially with budgeting, if you wanted to make it this huge experience where you open up this box and there's like glitter everywhere. I'm not sure, but like, can you kind of like, can you kind of walk us through your process of how you do that? Because I've opened things where it's just, I open the plastic bag or the box and it's just in there. And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily care. It's not going to make me think any less of the product if it doesn't have a crazy opening experience. But could you kind of walk us through what you did and your thought process for that?
Of course. So, a big part of marketing and getting, return customers is that whole experience of when they get it. They're already excited to get it after they purchase it. And you definitely don't want them to be disappointed at all when they get it. So I try to always have a good amount of, thank you for your purchase. If you, please tag us if you take a picture, stuff like that. And then I also include a little treat. What I do, I used to do stickers and dog treats, but now I just do a dog treat. And then if they do a certain amount of like purchasing, then I'll include like a little freebie, maybe a matching scrunchie or
Hmm.
like a little sticker, something like that. I mean, it's hard because you only have so much money that you can spare on packaging anyway. So there is a way, you can include it in your shipping cost too, especially with Shopify, which is very handy. That way it covers at least, the box or, the stuffing that's in there. And I try to make it colorful and fun, but you can still do it without spending, $5 on the packaging, because you can get a roll of, thank you stickers from Amazon for $12, and there's maybe 200 stickers on there. And then, you can get bright colored poly mailers, and those are really affordable. And then just a fun tissue paper to wrap it in stuff. I mean, there's like it's the little things I think that really show through anyway, and not like, oh, a free scrunchie that I might wear. But if it just is a fun. I don't know if y'all could hear that. Could y'all hear that?
Yeah. That is so funny.
He's never done that before. I'm so sorry. He's asleep and he was howling.
Dreaming. Oh. That was really funny. That was so cute.
I thought there was like,
we'll have to leave that in there.
yeah, definitely.
We will.
I thought it was like something in my room, and I was like, "What is that? My stomach? Like, what's happening?"
I didn't know what was happening at first because I thought it might have been like a car driving by, but it was the goofy guy.
Oh my gosh, that is great.
Yeah, he keeps life light and happy. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're definitely gonna keep that in.
I can't believe you did that, buddy.
So I have a question too. When you started out, you talked about the patterns, and you had sharks and cows, and I forget what the other one was. The other pattern.
Lemons. I actually, I had some extra, but this was the lemons.
Oh,
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah, I found some extra fabric, so I used it to make some extra stuff for a pop-up that I had over the weekend. But
So you started with the 3, I guess, patterns, if you will, but do you ever find yourself, ooh, I like this pattern and I can pick this up, and I like that pattern and I can pick this up? Or did you find yourself that you were disciplined? Because I know one of the things is I'd have to show you like what I have here in my corner. I just keep picking things up and don't necessarily finish anything.
Mm-hmm.
So did you find when you first started that that's what you did? You just had a whole bunch of stuff? Or were you disciplined enough to say, all right, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this. And when I'm done with this, then maybe I'll go ahead and get more of that. Walk us through that.
So I definitely have a little bit of an impulse control problem when it comes to buying fabric.
Yeah.
Especially because when I was starting out, I was like, oh, this costs this much per yard, but I can get this much money back.
Mm-hmm.
And my issue starting out, which looking back now, I'd call it an issue, but I was putting a lot of it on a credit card because I didn't have the like startup capital. And I really wanted to start making some extra money on the side to help pay for other bills. And like, I wasn't really thinking it would become so big so fast either. But it got into a problem of me going into the store and buying 8 yards of a lot of different prints. And then, for my launches now, just to put it into perspective, for a print, I buy no more than 3 yards. That's more than enough to make enough of what will sell. And then I'll have, I won't have so much extra fabric laying around.
Okay.
So I definitely, I don't do that anymore. I've learned my lesson, but yeah, because you'll have the print on the website for quite some time. And from watching other entrepreneurs on YouTube and stuff, they basically how they explain it is the longer that you have the same print or style on the website, people might think, oh, their business isn't doing well, or,
that's
oh,
interesting.
that's not selling. It's been up here for so long. I don't want that because other people don't like it. Kind of that kind of
Uh,
like psychology behind it. So I've been trying to keep it to smaller prints per launch and only getting enough for the print to be up for, maybe 3-4 months.
okay.
But it's been working a lot better too.
That's
Plus,
interesting.
you can always say sold out, which drives more traffic.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
And then
You-
actually, I do have a limited bit of quantity left. I could make you something.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy the stuff that I especially like the embroidered pocket bandanas that I do. The first couple times I did them, I didn't know how well they would do, so I got a really small amount of fabric. And within a day, I mean, I was down to one of each size, and I had posted that, by the afternoon, oh, this is all that's left. And then we sold out by the next morning. I mean,
Wow.
it
Wow.
just spread like wildfire. It was crazy.
That's
That's
amazing.
crazy.
Yeah. That's so
Yeah. I mean,
funny.
they were really
I'm,
cute, so that helps.
they are cute. I'm like looking. I'm
I'm
already
on your
adding so many to my
website.
cart.
Oh my gosh. I'm on your website now. And how cool is it that you can do a create your own? That is
Mhm.
so fun. Do you have a lot of customers who opt to go that option, go that route?
I do. So that was also one of the main reasons I kind of created the whole business because
Mhm.
I like to make things my own. I don't want to have stuff that everybody else has.
Right.
And I like the solid color with just a name. Like, I think that's so cute. And you can match it so easily. You don't have to buy anything else,
Yeah.
And I probably do about 60% of sales is the create your own. You can
Wow.
pick a print that's not even on the website. So,
Right.
and you can have something that nobody else will have. No other sites are really selling that either. So I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. Ma, did you see that? You should make one for the boys. They're so
I'm
cute.
looking.
That is so cute. I love it so
They really
much.
are. Do you have a Cricut that you use?
Yes. So
I
I
was
do.
gonna say some of these patterns look familiar, or the fonts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
try to have a wide variety of fonts and options. Like you can do the vinyl name, or you can get it embroidered because I have an embroidery machine as well.
Nice.
So it kind of like whatever your pet needs, like if they're more rough and they're outside
Mhm.
and you're washing the bandana a lot, I would probably go with embroidery because it's not going to, rub off after so many washes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just really depends. Like anything can fit the needs of your pets, which is, I think, I love that I am able to give that to people.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Literally every friend I have has a dog, so I'm about to send your site everywhere.
Now, for customers who wanna make purchase, they go on your website. Are you available locally anywhere for our local listeners? Selling in shops or
So,
anything like that?
so I used to be, and sorry, my cat's trying to get up in the chair now.
Oh no.
I have a lot.
Cat wants to make
I
an appearance.
yeah, I love animals. But yeah, so I last year I had some items at Blueberry Frog, which is a local like frozen yogurt shop, and they offer like dog froyo and stuff too. I had some stuff. I did some special custom stuff for the Greenville Drive, the local like baseball stadium. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if they still have stuff, but I also had stuff for Dog Culture, which is a local doggy kind of daycare center and grooming. And I'm working with the Unleashed Dog Bar to do some stuff for them because they just started doing grooming as well, and they're local
Very
to
cool.
Greenville. But it's mostly online. I am partnered with Six in Maine, which is a website that brings together small businesses of big cities. So they have, a city for Austin, Texas, or not a city, but a website for Austin, Texas. And it's all of the small businesses that are in Austin. So you can shop your local city online if you might not be able to find them in a store too. So
Right.
that's a lovely thing that they're doing as well.
Awesome. Very cool.
I also just noticed that I love that you have the sizing guide, because, it's always important to find the right size, and you have the sizes for the dogs and for the cats.
Yeah.
So I will
Size
be,
inclusive.
yes,
the whole
I will
point.
be, I know, but it's
Weren't
nice
you
to have,
listening?
yes, but okay, so like when you pick something, it says, XL, or, it has like the different sizes.
Yeah.
But I like that you
Awesome.
actually have what this, like, in the inches around the neck.
Yeah.
I love that you actually have that.
Oh yeah. And I actually always tell people, the best way to do it, if you don't have like a, clothes measuring tape to just wrap it around their neck, take their collar off and just lay it flat. And I think at least everybody has a ruler or like a construction measuring tape, and you can just measure it that way. And that's how you can kind of, you don't want it to be super tight on their neck, but it's a good way to measure. So you don't have to like actually hold your dog still, and because I know that's hard for people to do.
I can do my dog. It will be the cat that will be the hardest.
Yeah, cat. Yep. Oh,
Did you say that you have a Maine Coon?
I do.
So that he's a big'em.
Yeah. He's come here, buddy.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Oh.
Oh, look.
Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness, look at that little fluff ball. He's like, get off of me.
He loves being held.
Oh my gosh. He's huge.
This is Kiko.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very, very sweet.
Oh.
And very, very needy. Loves getting pets. Loves to be fed.
Oh my goodness.
Loves the dogs.
That's awesome.
That's
Wow, that's
interesting.
good. Isn't it like a... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a weird
I'm
comment
not getting
that I
to the
don't even know what I'm
business
talking
thing.
about. So go
I'm
into
like
go
asking
ahead.
about patterns and whatnot. Go ahead, Court. I know what my question is, so go ahead.
Oh, no, I was making a comment about cats and dogs, and it wasn't anything. Go ahead.
So for our listeners out there, I think this is phenomenal. And you said you've been in business now. I was trying to read the bio. Is it 8 months or is that
Oh,
what I was reading?
no. So I opened September 17th, 2021. So almost a full 2 years.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
So for somebody who's looking at this and says, hey, this is really cool, or has some similar idea of doing some type of, whether it be pet, clothing, or I don't know, something else, startup costs. Talk about startup costs for us. Can you share, what that looked like when you first started?
So I didn't do my research that well. I got a very small embroidery machine for, I think, $450 off of Amazon, and I got a really small kind of starter sewing machine. I think that was maybe $60, and then I bought probably $200 to $300 worth of fabric, and then the big issue I ran into was I decided to buy 400 t-shirts.
Oh,
for the t-shirts, and I'm still trying to get through them now. And that was, I think I spent about $600 on that.
Oh, wow.
But overall, when you think about other businesses, their startup costs can be quite a lot. And I think mine, just to start, it was at least around maybe $1,500, which is still, I feel like, pretty doable for most people. It's just, I didn't do my research well enough before I got everything. And, the t-shirts did not work out, and that's okay. So now I just you have to pivot and kind of make it work. And I the t-shirts sell well at pop-ups, so that's how I've been getting through them. But yeah, if you're starting a company, don't buy 400 t-shirts. Bad
Oh my
idea.
gosh.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that's not too bad, right? Yeah, I think you're right. I
Yeah.
think 1,500 is pretty doable. Somebody
Oh
wants
yeah.
to start with something like this.
Oh, for
Okay.
sure. And you can always, once you get more money saved and stuff, like now I have an industrial sewing machine and that's worth, I think, 1,000. And I got a
Okay.
bigger embroidery machine and I got it used
Right.
for, I think, 1,200.
Oh,
And then,
wow.
the Cricut and all that, that's probably like 300. So, I mean, once you're starting to make money, you can actually make the bigger purchases and improve your quality of product, which
yeah.
is more important than rushing into it, because the realistic part of it is you don't know if it will work until you're already doing it.
So it's not
Mhm.
bad to start out small, use sewing machine, a smaller piece of equipment, and like you said, as you make money, then you can go ahead and invest.
For sure,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of times when you know people are doing their own thing and trying to sell stuff that they've made. You only know so many people, and
Yeah.
those people might not say anything about your business for a while.
Hmm.
Um, so it gets it gets discouraging pretty often. And Belly, come on.
He's like, love me.
He's probably very confused that I'm talking to myself. you know.
It's Mama, what's wrong?
Yeah. Um, but yeah, you get really discouraged. And I've seen a couple other women that have started their own business and stuff, and they see other people doing really well and they don't have the same sales, or they don't have the same amount of followers, or and within a few months they're selling the stuff that they bought, to try and make back the money that they spent, because they're giving up. And I think it takes it takes a long time to get to the point of where other people are with all the followers and all the sales and stuff. I mean, you just have to buckle down, and it's gonna be slow sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a really slow month in January, but I mean, that's just how it is. You go through slow times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you learn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Question for you. I feel like you've talked about some of these things, but would you have any advice that you would want to share to our listeners when it either comes to, breaking away from the job that you had before and starting something that you were passionate about, or starting up a business in general, or just any kind of advice that you'd want to give to our listeners out there?
Definitely. I would definitely say, before you buy anything, research. Go onto YouTube and type in like small business, or like t-shirt small business, and watch videos. See what other people how they're starting out. See what worked for them, what didn't. Um, Definitely getting your head in the right mindset and not rushing into things is a very good, smart thing to do before you start a business. And then I definitely recommend not putting everything on a credit card, because eventually it adds up and you can't pay it
Yeah.
off extremely fast when you're just starting out, especially if you have other bills, and you're probably still working your other job. You're going to be tired, you're and then it's okay if you're not doing as well as the next person that's running their business, because it could be completely different, and vice versa in a year or two. You never
Yeah.
know.
That's so true.
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh
Right?
yeah, I know a lot of people started their pet centered businesses during COVID, because a lot of people were getting pets.
Mhm.
um, and their sales have slowed down a lot comparatively to COVID, because people don't have all that free money laying around, or they're not with their dog all the time now because they're going to work. So you just
Right.
have to be prepared for anything that could happen. Like you want to have savings for your business. That's super
Yeah.
important as well. You don't want to just be blowing through all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
advice.
Yeah.
Yes, this is
That
true.
applies to real life too.
Yes, that's real. That's a real life thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, regular life, not just
Yeah.
business
You want
life.
to
But
Preach.
yeah.
you want to treat your business
Preach.
better than your life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think we
That's a
do.
good one.
Do. I said do. We do that.
Got on a t-shirt.
Just kidding.
Oh, my cat is trying to weasel her way in here. I see the paws coming out from under the door.
Yeah, if I had locked them all out of the room, they would have, well, Bellamy especially would have just been crying the whole time because he just loves me so much.
Oh.
I see you, buddy.
Wait, I feel like Bellamy. What? Oh, I know where I've heard the name Bellamy. That's from The 100, I think.
Yes,
Where did you come up with the name from Bellamy?
that's what I named him after. I thought it was a very good character. Brave, courageous, and
Yes.
funny. And I think it's very fitting for this guy. He, everybody calls him Belly for short.
Aw. I love him. Look at him. He's like,
I know.
please, please, are you okay?
Love
Tell me you're okay.
me.
Oh, that's a great
Uh-huh.
picture.
He gives hugs and everything. He's great.
Oh.
He has no idea how big he is, though.
I can tell.
Yeah. He's like, we're supposed
He
to be cuddling in bed right now, Mom. But you're working.
he's way bigger than in the pictures on your website. The pictures
Yeah.
don't do him justice.
No, they don't. It's pretty fun to take him places because nobody believes that he's actually a purebred golden retriever. But they aren't supposed to be that big. That's what I always tell people. Like I don't know what happened. He's about 20 pounds bigger than his dad. I think his mom
Wow.
was 65 or 70, which is pretty big for a female.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my female golden retriever, she's about 60, which is
Okay.
average.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's just large, very
He's
large.
very large.
He's a big boy.
Aw.
He's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm right
Yeah,
here.
he's just staring at the computer now.
He's like, "Are you done? Can you please get off?"
Almost done, Bellamy. Almost
It's
done.
like he's like a toddler sometimes, I feel. very, very just like, play with me. Let's go outside. Hungry.
Oh.
So, Chloe, share with us, what are your goals for this coming year?
Yes. So I do still have 2 other jobs other than my business, which I think that's probably takes everybody a little bit to get out of, all the jobs to support everything. But I'm hoping by next year I'll be able to just do this full time.
Nice.
But we'll see. I'm kind of a realist when it comes to money and the economy and everything. So I'll probably still always have one other job just in case.
Mhm.
Because you never know.
That's true.
But that, and I would really love to be, I'm working on. I've had 2 items sent to Canada recently, so I would love to be more worldwide. But it's with COVID and everything, it's pretty difficult, and it's a learning curve. I have to do a lot of research and make sure, because I don't want the customer to overpay for things when they shouldn't have to.
I like
Yeah.
that.
We appreciate that. We like that.
I don't
We appreciate that.
I don't want anybody going broke or spending, their last $50 on these things, because they're just meant to make people happy and be fun and, bring joy to people, not make you late on your rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very true statement. So Chloe, before we start to wrap things up, I wanted to ask you, is there anything that we didn't cover or we didn't talk about that you want our listeners to know, either about you, your business, or in general? think maybe he's got something to say. Or are they
They've
talking to each
started
other?
playing with a toy now.
Okay.
I would probably have to say, hey, come here. Come here. You're right here. Sorry.
No worries.
I love it.
I would probably have to say, like, no matter how nervous you are, or whatever you're saying to yourself to make you think you can't do something, just ignore it. Like, you've just got to try, and it's okay if things don't work out. You tried. That's kind of what life is about. It's okay if you aren't perfect and successful at everything you do, but you have to try different things to find what you really love doing. And I think
True.
nothing is intimidating, and you are fully capable of anything you really want to do, as long as you're trying your best.
Yeah.
I love
That's
that.
so true. Yeah, that's such good advice. I think that what is that saying? You fail 100% of the things that you never try.
Shots
Exactly.
that you never make.
Shots you
And
never
that
take.
too, shots you never
Or
take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's same concept. Like you just
Oh,
have
yeah.
to try. But that fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, right, and putting yourself out there, especially when it's your own business, I feel like it can be pretty intimidating,
Oh,
especially
it's
as a woman, So
oh yeah. I mean, that's a whole other
yeah,
whole other
you come back, and we'll talk more about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll have to
Great.
have a whole nother episode about that.
Stop it. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're
Jeez.
fine. To any of our listeners just listening, you guys are gonna have to tune into YouTube and watch, because there's some activity going on here, and it's awesome.
Yeah, they're wrestling on the ground right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, she woke up. She's up from her nap.
Yes. So she's almost 7, and she is in control of this big 100-pound dog. She wakes up regularly. She will tackle him to the ground in a split second. It's amazing. But she's all the noise you're hearing. It's
Okay.
not the boy dog, which is incredible. Great.
That's so funny.
Chloe, could you share with everybody, and we're going to put this on the show notes as well, where everybody can find you? I know it's the same thing everywhere, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So it is Hannah Chloe Co. So that's HANNAHCHLOECO. And that's exactly how you can find us. You can Google us, and the website will pop up. That's our username for Instagram, Facebook. We are on TikTok. We don't post a ton on TikTok. I'm very sorry to disappoint anybody who's on TikTok a lot, but yeah, we're on everything with the same name. Just make it super easy.
That
It's
is
easy to-
very easy. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
Well, yeah,
if-
no, go ahead.
Yeah, if you ever need to save a little extra money on any of your orders, feel free to go to Instagram. We have a whole group of brand reps. All their codes get you 15% off of your order. And you can all their codes are on Instagram on the highlights. So feel free to use those. They get a little kickback from it too. So I always like to share that with people.
Awesome.
I'm writing that down.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm going to your site now. I'm going to
I
Instagram
don't have pets,
now.
but I am going to share it with all of my friends who do have pets. Everybody I know has pets. I'm like the only person, so it's fine. One day, maybe. We'll see. But Chloe, we've absolutely loved having you on the podcast. This conversation has been so much fun. And your work ethic and your creativity is just so inspiring. So I love what you've done. Love your business. We've loved having you. We just can't wait to just watch your business continue to grow. It's going to be awesome. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This has been a really fun and different thing that I've never done before. So thank you so much for allowing me to be on your podcast. It's awesome.
Absolutely. We'll have to have you back next year.
Yes. Maybe I'll be, living it up in New York or something making dog
There you
panties.
Hey, you
Putting it
never
out
know.
there. Maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, put it out there. We'll see.
Your manifestation board on the wall. New York.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. Please go check out Hannah Chloe Co. It's awesome. And check out the Wayward Lasses on Facebook and YouTube and all the things podcast, all the things. Apple Podcasts, all the places. As always, thank you for tuning in and for supporting us. We couldn't do it without you guys. And until next time, we are the Wayward Lasses, reminding you to keep it real. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Chloe.
Mhm.
Bye.